Hey guys, so today I'll be testing out my tube headphone amplifier. This is the xDuoo TA-26. It has two tubes in it, and basically what happens is online you'll find lots of people talking about rolling their tubes in their amplifiers. And the reason why they do that is because apparently different tubes affect the sound in different ways. So I'm also curious as well. I'm just getting into the tube game when it comes to amplifiers, so I want to try out different tubes, but I didn't want to spend too much money because I'm just getting into this, and I think it's kind of silly to spend hundreds of dollars on tubes which are more expensive than the amplifier itself. I mean, this amplifier by itself is about 300 bucks. So I do not want to spend 300 bucks on a tube, right? It's like the price of the amplifier itself. So I got some inexpensive tubes. So basically the xDuoo TA-26, which is a relatively inexpensive tube amplifier. It uses, I had to look this up of course, but for the preamp tube it uses the 6SN7, I think that's the designation, tube. So I had to get a replacement just to try out different tubes. I went for the Raytheon. This is the Raytheon 6SN7 GT. Cost about 20 bucks online, so relatively inexpensive. Made in the US. Raytheon is a US company after all. And then for the power tube, what they have is this one looks a bit different, right? The shape is a bit different, but I'm sure it'll fit into the same slot. These are the JAN6080WC by Sylvania. So I don't know the brand of the tubes actually that it came with. This is a Chinese amp maker, xDuoo. So I don't know what default tubes they're made by, but I want to check out something different. Sylvania is also an American company that makes tubes, so I want to check it out as well. This also cost around $15, relatively inexpensive, but these are JAN6080WCs. Should be able to fit in the power amp, or the power tube slot, I should say. Alright, so that's it. I'm going to test it out. First I'm going to test out the stock tubes, which I think are already fairly decent. In my experience, I've been only using it with the stock tubes. And I'll be driving it using the Hy-Vee RS6 DAP. I'll be using these two headphones. If you watched my previous video, basically I had a whole bunch of headphones where I kind of just had to pick one closed back, one open back out of those. I picked the Beyerdynamic DT1990 Pros because I really liked the clarity and the high end. It's just a very dynamic, very lively pair of headphones. Yeah, especially the high end is super detailed and crisp. I love it. It's really good for, it's a very dynamic pair of headphones, very good for upbeat tracks. Yeah. And then for the closed backs, I went with the Fostex TH610s. So these, I really like the balanced sound signature. So overall, just across the board, very balanced set of headphones and fairly detailed across the board. So yeah, I think these are pretty nice headphones, the Fostex TH610s for closed backs, especially soundstage. Of course, the DT1990 Pros are going to be a little bit better. They're open backs, but still, they're both really nice headphones, so I'm going to test it out with these two. All right, so we have one set of open backs, one set of closed backs. I'll be testing out using the same songs, so these are going to be using the stock tubes. All right. Let's try the Fostex now. Okay, so yeah, the tube amp adds a characteristic warmth, which I expect. This is a tube amp to the sound signatures of these. So yeah, so both of these are like fairly reference level, I would say. This one's probably the more reference level. This one the mids are a bit recessed and the highs are a bit pushed up a bit, but otherwise it's fairly, you know, more on the balanced side, I would say, but not as balanced as these ones. And yeah, the tube amp adds a bit of warmth to both of these, so it makes it a little bit more laid back in presentation. So yeah, we're gonna test out the other tubes now. I'm not sure actually what I'm supposed to be listening for, because I'm pretty sure any tube will add a bit of warmth, right? So I don't know, I haven't tested out these tubes, so we'll check it out to see what the exact differences are. I just can't imagine there being a big difference in tubes, because tubes are just supposed to be add some warmth, right? But they're not I'm not sure how big of a difference they make, but some people online say they make a huge difference. So we'll see. Okay, this one comes out. Okay, so yeah, these are the tubes. As you can see, these are 6N5 PJs. I think that's a Chinese designation for these tubes. The American designation, I guess, is 6080, and the preamp, the preamp tubes are the 6N8Ps, which is pretty much the same. So 6, 8, and 7 is actually for the American ones. Yeah, I'm not sure which brand of tubes these are, but yeah, these are the stock ones that kind of came with the xDuos. Yeah, let's try putting the Raytheons and the Sylvanias in. Okay, let's see. Let's go to preamp section. Alright, here we go. Raytheons go in, and the Sylvanias. Alright. Sylvanias are, see, they look different, but they're the same tube. You know, like obviously these ones are a bit smaller than this tube, but apparently it still fits, so, because I think they're the same type of tube, just different shapes. Alright, so I got the Raytheon and the Sylvania tubes in. Let's check them out, warm them up. Yeah, let's see the filaments lighting up. Nice. Alright, let's check them out. Wonder if I need to burn these in, but I think these are already used a bit. They're not NOS tubes, so I think should be okay. Maybe they don't need to burn in. Let's try. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. They do sound different. Alright, try the plastics. Okay, it's interesting. They do sound different. I think the thing I noticed the most is these have a more leaner presentation compared to the stock tubes. I mean, they're not as warm. The stock tubes are warmer, a little bit more laid back. These ones have a faster, leaner presentation. So, it's interesting. I didn't think tubes would make as much of a difference, but I guess they do. So anyways, yeah, it's different. I'm not sure if they're better, they're just different. Now, I didn't pay very much for these tubes, so now if I upgraded to more expensive tubes, maybe it'll be an even bigger difference. But yeah, I think the main difference I noticed, these are the presentation is more leaner with these tubes. But sound quality wise, not a big difference. Just a slightly different presentation, that's really it. But you know, I'm gonna make a sound test, and then maybe you guys can listen to it and see if you can spot a difference. So to me, the difference is small, but these ones are well, there is a difference, but it's just small in the grand scale of things, of course. To me, the main difference is the presentation. These are slightly more leaner, these are a little bit more relaxed. But anyways, I'll have a sound test coming up. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, stay tuned.